Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I have the first two finishes of the candle 100, and then we will have to spin again and see what the next two brands are that I'm going to choose a candle from in my collection. So, how is the candle 100 going? It's honestly, to my brain, a little stressful, but it's bringing to light that I think I was using shopping for candles as too much of a stress reliever. It was giving me like too much dopamine to do the shopping, and then you get the package and it's exciting. And um, so I'm working through some FOMO feelings, especially during this, you know, people are still trying to do their end of year clearances. I don't know if anyone else heard. I think I saw on Facebook that Kringle is doing something with their 3 wicks and the country candle line. I don't know if they're going to be totally discontinued or overhauled or something. So I don't know. It's giving me a little bit of stress, but it's not real stress. I have plenty of candles. So there's nothing to stress about. I'm going to let it go, and it's fine because I'm going to get through the candle 100. All right. So I finished 2 candles for the candle 100 this week. And for anyone who hadn't seen the first video, the introduction video, the candle 100 is I have a goal this year for 2025 to finish 100 candles from my collection, and I can only place one order for my birthday, and I can't do any other purchases until we get through the candle 100. This is going to give me some time to continue to figure out what I enjoy in home fragrance, maybe find out what I don't enjoy in home fragrance, and then also give me some time to get organized, remember what I even have in my collection. I actually got some really easy to put together shelves for a closet that I have in our guest bathroom, that it's almost like an upstairs utility closet, but we have nothing in it, but there's no shelves in it either. So um, Amazon, there was a brand called Iris, and you don't need tools to put these together. So I got a really nice shelf that I can use for some candles. Not that I am looking to buy more because now I have better space, but I'm to the point where, I'll forget even about some of the brands that I have candles from because they're just like shoved in a drawer somewhere, and, out of sight, out of mind. So this gives me an opportunity to continue to organize, see what I have, etc. All right, so the candle 100, I basically have an app on my phone called Spin the Wheel, and I put all the candle brands that I am aware that I have into the wheel. The pies are kind of a little bit weighted in the wheel. The more major brands that I have, a lot more candles from, the pies are bigger, and then some of the small shops and boutiques, etc., where I have less candles, they're still in there. They have opportunity to be burned and enjoyed, um, but their pies are smaller just because I don't have as many of them. So we are going to work through this 100 together. So let me get my notebook out here because I was trying to make notes. One of my goals is to really assess these candles when I'm burning them, because I'm being less of a mood burner. That's part of my problem too, is like I will burn something 1 or 2 times and then I'm on to the next shiny thing, and I don't fully get through the candle. I don't fully, burn it in different areas all the time to try and figure out like where does it do best, strength and throw wise in my house. And I don't know, I'm just trying to be more intentional with my burning. When I pick a candle, I'm picking that candle and it's in the rotation until it's done. All right. So the first one I will cover here, because it's the first one in my notebook, is I finished Sweet Lime and Lavender from Goose Creek. So I did, obviously when I spun the wheel in the last video, Goose Creek was one of the options that came up. And so Sweet Lime and Lavender, I have the notes here for you. It's juicy lime, tangelo, fresh lavender, sea salt, and sea moss. So, and just in case you don't know what a tangelo is, I had to refresh my memory on what a tangelo is. It's like a tangerine and a grapefruit combined. So that was good to know when I was kind of thinking about this fragrance. So, oh, I just hit the microphone. I hope that didn't totally blast your ears out. I'll check that in editing and you'll find out if I needed to lower the volume there or cut something out. Okay, so going through the notes, juicy lime, it was a juicy lime with it's a touch of that kind of bitter zest, but it's not overly bitter. Like sometimes if you get lime in a fragrance, to me, it either goes juicy or it goes zesty. And this is a nice combination of juicy and zesty. So I did enjoy that. Tangelo, I thought that added some balance to the lime and gave it even a little more juiciness. So that was a good part of this candle. The fresh lavender, it's not soft, but it's also not overwhelmingly aromatherapy. I think it's a nice like mid lavender. It's definitely present. If you don't like lavender, this candle is probably not for you. But it also, it's not harsh. And I also didn't get like any soapy body care essence from this candle either. Though the more I think about it, I think it would make a great body care fragrance, but it didn't scream body care to me. And then the sea salt and sea moss, I thought that just kind of added a nice freshness. It really did add to like a spa feeling for this candle. And I really enjoyed it. So from my notes, my initial just cold sniff impression from this fragrance was spa without being overly soapy and body care. And I still get that now that we've gotten through the candle. This candle is really what I wanted Kringle Reserve's Lime Splash to be. Lime Splash ended up being more like the zest soap that you can buy like at the drugstore. That when I burned it, that's all I could think of was like Zestfully Clean from the commercials. I don't even know if they have commercials like that anymore, but when I was a kid, they had the little jingle about being zestfully clean. And that's really all I could think of when I burned that candle. But this one was definitely more enjoyable to my nose. I would definitely recommend and repurchase this candle. In fact, I already did last year. I did add it a second one to my collection, so I do have another one available. And it's a very strong candle without being cloying. So I could burn this in my office with me, and it was very strong in my smaller office space, but it didn't, cause a headache or anything in the smaller space, like some other candles will in the smaller area. So my final thoughts are fresh but not laundry or body care. and I really did enjoy it, and it was a nice January burn, actually. It's a very soothing fragrance. And I rated it like an 8 plus. So I hate giving numbers to things though, because everybody's houses are different. So I don't know. In your house, it could be different. But it did burn pretty clean. There's a little schmutz at the end there. I think that's usually more of a me problem because when we get to the last burn, I'm just like, I'll let it go a little longer than normal, just to get it finished. But the only struggle with this candle, and this happens to me with a lot of 3 wicks from various companies, is toward the middle, it just seems to like run out of steam a little bit. I don't know if that's a me problem or if it's just the way that the candles burn, or the heat of the 3 wicks. Does it burn the wax too fast once it gets halfway? And so the wicks kind of need to readjust themselves, or what happens? But it did get a little bit puny toward the middle, and I just cotton balled it 1 or 2 times, and then it recovered fine. And the amount of wax in a cotton ball is minimal. I don't want to like dump wax out or anything, because I don't want to end up like getting rid of half my candle by accident. And honestly, the cotton balls are an easy way to get the wax out without making a mess everywhere. So that was finish number 1, Sweet Lime and Lavender from Goose Creek. Okay, and the next page of notes here for finish number 2 is from Bath and Body Works. And I finished up a Palo Santo and Sage. So Palo Santo and Sage is clary sage, Palo Santo, and ambered woods. So clary sage, I also looked this up because, trying to educate myself. Clary sage, when I looked it up, it's supposed to be like a gentler form of sage. So I guess maybe it's not as punch you in the face sage as it could be. On cold sniff, my impression was I mostly got kind of like the raw woodiness from the Palo Santo, and it smelled more like a drier type of sage to my nose. When I burned it, the sage definitely came out more. And where I struggle a little bit with this candle is I think it's great on cold, but the sage gets a lot stronger when it's burning and almost takes on a pickly quality to my nose. And again, maybe that's just my nose, because I know a lot of people love this candle. It reminds me of the sage that I smelled, I think it was in Coastal Cottage this past fall, where just when the wax heated up, it really got to be a food-like sage to me, and a little bit pickly. I actually, when I was burning this candle, and I think I also had black tie in my rotation at the time, I was getting that like sagey smell so much. My husband was at Costco, and I'm like, can you get some pickles? It was making me want to eat pickles. Like that's how much it was making me think of pickles. So, while this one is not a go-to candle for me, I also think it might be one I would burn like once a year. January, again, is a good time for this candle. And sage usually has a lot of, other meaning, spiritually and in the world of being cleansing and something to freshen the atmosphere, freshen your life, freshen whatever might be going on in the house. So it's not going to be hoard worthy for me, but I didn't hate it either. So, and this one Also burned pretty cleanly all the way down. Again, any schmutz you see in the wax is usually from my last burn. And this one, it had the same issue as the Goose Creek finish. So again, about halfway through, I do usually have to stick a cotton ball in these. It's very rare that I get one that I don't have to help it about halfway through. So that is Palo Santo and sage. I do recommend it if you'd like to try something fresh and woody. Oh, something I forgot to mention that's in my notes here. This is not a smoky Palo Santo. There's some candles that you get where the Palo Santo ends up being like a smoky Palo Santo. This one I did not get any smokiness from. It's more like that freshly hewn wood, which I really like. I really think that's my favorite type of woody fragrance is when it actually smells like chopped wood. I really like that. So, and with the ambered woods, it wasn't perfumey either. So that is Palo Santo and sage. So now it's time to spin the wheel and see what the next two brands are going to be. I have my wheel up on my phone here. So let's spin the wheel and see what comes next. Okay, we have another Bath and Body Works candle that I will choose. And then after that, let's see. Oh, another Yankee. I mean, it makes sense because I have a lot of both of those in my collection. So coming up, I will choose another Bath and Body Works and another Yankee from my collection to burn and update you on that when they're completed. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.